Live from Toronto to the world.
Josh!
This is Josh Holiday Live. Talk that rocks.
The public needs to be informed.
Josh might surprise us.
Got an opinion? Dial 647-6YO-JOSH.
When you hear him, you're like, what?
Josh Holiday Live starts now.
Hello, test 1, test 2, sibilance test. I guess we probably should have done that before the show, making sure everything was sibilance. No, I'm not implying that anything's wrong with your setup. I'm just being silly.
I just wanted to turn it up.
Oh, okay, no, because I went to you. Yeah. As soon as I said that, I saw you reaching for your equipment. No. I'm like, no. I'm just being like silly.
Right.
Good day. How are you, sir, Brett?
Hey, I can't complain.
Okay, well that's good then. Any day you can't complain is a good day in my books.
Another day on top of the ground is another day to get down. A great man once told me that.
Who was that great man?
Bobby Patterson.
Okay. Is this who's
another great BP of Dallas?
Okay.
He's a great radio legend of Texas.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
It is Josh Holiday Live. We are indeed live, and you can get in touch with us via a telephone 647-6YO-JOSH. Numbers 647-696-5674. You can also text that number anytime you like. You can call it anytime you like, even if you're listening to this in the future. You can call that number and leave a message. I went to the dentist this week, not for any, just for a regular old cleaning and checkup. Everything was groovy. Everything was good. When I get the cleaning, I get nitrous, the laughing gas, because I think
just for a cleaning.
Yeah. Well, I used to go to a dentist where they use that a lot, like it was like a dentistry asleep kind of thing, where they would do procedures.
Dentistry of sleep.
Dentistry asleep.
Dentistry asleep.
There's a practice here, and their main thing though is like when they're doing like root canals or taking wisdom teeth out, that they'll like actually knock you out intravenously, like their dentists are trained as anesthesiologists. But my gum, I guess. My teeth aren't sensitive. My gums are sensitive. So when they do the scaling, it's kind of painful. And it's a chance just for fun to be on nitrous for a little while. So
you're not actually sedated. You're just kind of...
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a feeling good. Yeah, you're kind of like, the sound seems slightly kind of in the distance and kind of a low kind of hum. And it's just a feel good thing. I go to a small dentist whose name is Dr. Sugar. He's not a small man. That's small. Yeah, I know. I saw your face.
Whatever. I was going to let you just keep going.
He's not a little person.
I know that.
So, yeah, his name is Dr. Sugar.
Well, just the term small dentist, it invites the imagination. In what way is he small? Yeah. He has a small practice.
Small practice.
That's what that means. But it could mean, the small practice in a small building. Yeah. I don't know. How small is small?
So many. I have to duck my head. The practice is very small.
Well, you're a tall man though, so that could be even an average height practice could.
This is true. True.
Could incur that.
I like the nitrous, but I was in the not this just recent one this week, but the last time I overdid it. Like I'm a real nitrous hog. I'm at the teat of the nitrous where
this was a thing.
Where I'm like,
this was a subgenre of drug interest.
Well, I'm just like,
I'm a nitrous hog.
Well, I really like because I breathe. It goes in through the nose, right? So I'm like trying to dig it in as much as possible, then like let out a little air, and then after the last time I got a headache. So this time I just breathe normally, not trying to like really give it a heavy like
you're not trying to hog the nitrous.
Yeah, exactly.
From the other customers of the small practice. Nitrous is in limited supply. You're a large man. It takes a lot.
Well, the other thing that it used to be here, it was the dental assistants could do the nitrous, and I guess maybe they were a little overzealous. So now only the dentist can do it. So the actual dentist has to clean my teeth.
Go.
Yeah.
Right. The dental assistants were facilitating parties, is what you just said.
Well, I remember at my old practice, I remember like when it was still the dental assistants, I remember it was sort of these old school kind of dental assistant ladies, and they were like, yeah, turn it up here. You have as much. They were sort of not particularly worried about giving you a good dose.
They had really no real anticipation of what the dentist's view of liability would be.
Probably that's it.
Yeah, no, they don't know.
I don't like to think about that, but
yeah, I hear you.
So when they do the cleaning, he does it with like the regular old scraper, like taking off the tar.
There's so many people in Radioland right now going like, would you please talk about the scraper, sir?
I'm saying
the sound out. This is
they use the little like scraper
audio medium.
But
where's the scraper sound?
He has a machine that is that makes me laugh every time. It's this big hunk of equipment that they roll into the room, and it's called the Cavitron.
Oh yeah, the Cavitron. I know nothing of this.
The Cavitron. It's I know that the company that makes it did not outsource the creative when looking for a name for this thing. It's so on the nose, but it's from like, it feels like it's a 1970s, 80s name for something futuristic. It's like the Cavitron.
An X-ray machine by chance?
No.
Is it a branded X-ray? What are we talking about here? What does this do?
Okay. It's essentially a really, really high pressure water spout that will like knock stuff off your teeth. But as I discovered last year during a visit, if it strays a little bit into any skin area, it will cut it wide open. Yeah, it's like such a powerful little blast of water.
Yeah, so it's a robot.
It's double-edged sword, the Cavitron. But I do love it. I love this dentist because doesn't over-recommend stuff. I've been to dentists before where they have like sales associates, and I find that a huge turn-off because it's like just
sales associates. They're trying to sell you additional dental work.
Yeah, like sell you. Oh, yeah. Even though you have really straight teeth, you could probably use an Invisalign, or hey, we have a really fancy whitening thing. Yeah, there's always the bigger practices. They have sales associates, but
yeah, that's a problem.
This guy's cool, no nonsense. To get my nitrous,
for-profit dentistry.
All is good.
I can't. That's a problem, right?
Well,
can't go there.
You don't have that in the States. That feels like something that would be very much.
We totally do. I mean, you don't want. This isn't a political show.
Yeah, but
I go on for an hour.
Well, I think. Well, that's the thing. Like here, at least here, knock on wood. There's like the healthcare where you're getting upsold healthcare.
It's called private equity. It's called venture capital. It's called firms that go like, well, we could probably extract more profit out of this local dentist office.
Yeah, exactly. I went to I went a couple of weeks, like maybe a week and a half ago. I went to a Toronto Marlies hockey game. They're the if you're unfamiliar, they're the like farm team of the Toronto Maple Leafs, but they're also located in Toronto, though they play out of a smaller arena. The Leafs play out of a 19,000 capacity Scotiabank Center. Marlies is about 6,000 or 8,000. Still a fun experience. So I went to a game a couple of weeks ago that was just 2 periods because it was the continuation of a game where someone had a medical emergency in the crowd and then I think actually died, so they canceled the game. So I saw 2 periods and then I was like, you know what, I would like to go see them a game. So here, I think was it President's Day on Monday there?
Yeah.
Here it was also a holiday called Family Day. So
it sounds like more of a holiday than President's Day actually is.
Yeah, it actually, they make a holiday out of it. So what happens sometimes with the Marlies is a couple of times a year they play out of the big arena, and so I went to that, and people, I think maybe because it was all families and stuff, people started doing the wave, and I'm all for the wave at sporting events like baseball where it's kind of boring and you know it's something to actually do, but a hockey's so fast, you're following the play, and like it makes no sense at a hockey game.
I had not thought about that the wave really is better in a context where there's a stoppage in play, like in between plays at a football game,
where it's kind of like
or like there's a television timeout.
But in hockey, I mean, there's still television timeouts and stuff in hockey, and by all means do it then.
Arena noise.
But this was actually like happening during the play, and like the hockey's so fast and stuff, and then the waves going around. It's just
that seems like a huge distraction.
Exactly. You've hit the nail on the proverbial head.
Like the hockey's hard enough to deal with to begin with because it's so fast, and the object that is employed to score
the puck?
is so small.
The puck, you mean?
Oh yeah, that's what. Well, I mean, I'm getting now. We're now taking sports to this most, this base rudiments, the little pieces
down to the.
Yes. You got to put a thing in a thing, right?
Yeah.
What do we got? So that I had to look up the Marlies.
Okay.
To determine why they were called the Marlies.
Yeah, it used to be like it's a historical thing. They were the Marlboros. Nothing to do with the cigarettes, though.
Nothing.
That would be funny
with the cigarettes.
Do you remember as an American? Do you remember years ago when they brought the NHL to Fox, and they thought, well, Americans can't really keep up with the puck.
We'll have a highlighted puck.
We'll have a streak behind it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was. Yeah.
It actually was helpful, but it didn't work well enough.
Well, it would go behind the boards, and it was just distracting generally.
Yeah.
But I think with like people have 4K televisions, high definition televisions, I think it's certainly reduced.
A little better, yeah. High definitions help hockey the most.
Absolutely. I haven't really chatted much with you about my mother. She's 81 years old now. She's always had issues with her lungs and her hearing, but her hearing lately, it feels like exponentially this last year and a half, it's gotten worse. So if I come over to her house and I turn on the television, right away there's like a wave of like ear curdling sound. It's the volume that she's
so loud.
Turned it off and so loud.
Sure.
And also I realized this as I've gotten older. Your give a crapple meter goes down more and more as you get older and older. And she's kind of now when I go in her car and drive, she doesn't wear a seatbelt, which is fine for her.
That's interesting
because with her lack of hearing, the beeping that tells you, put your seatbelt on, she doesn't hear it. So I'm stuck with this annoying
but you can't intervene to get her to put it on.
I try. She's just like, no, I'm not going to put it on. Though when I drive her, I like, as soon as that beep goes, I pull over to the side of the road. I'm like, put your seatbelt on. I'm not going to drive without your seatbelt.
Oh, that's good because otherwise you're breaking the law. You have to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
you can't operate the vehicle with this person who is refusing your command.
Yeah. Get out. Get out. Yeah, it's a battle.
That's new. I've not heard that one. Of course, people's hearing goes, and the TV volume is increasingly turned up as they age, and you go into their house, and it's so loud.
Yeah,
I've experienced this as well. But the seatbelt that's novel. I haven't seen that one. But usually, old people more cautious and more likely to use all the, the protective apparatus.
One would think, but she's kind of like,
okay. Interesting.
I guess you're at an age where it's like, well,
I don't even feel comfortable without it.
No, I'm the same. I even in the back seat of like Ubers and taxis.
I think it's people who don't understand physics.
Yeah.
The knowledge of physics should give you absolute desire for being, restrained.
Well, if you've seen one like crash test dummy video, even at like 30K, you realize.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to be able to hold myself just by holding.
You turn into a noodle.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always weird though, because it's, for a long time I felt like, I'm in the back of a taxi. I'm in the back of, you don't wear seatbelts. You're in some kind of like mystery zone. But now I'm like, wait a second, this is still a car. I'm still a passenger. There's still a chance, probably more of a chance that this guy's going to get in the crash.
Stuff in the city though I see why. It's like when things are spread out and there's high speeds involved. Stop and go city traffic, it seems tame and compared to like when you're out and look who's coming across the median. One of those.
Well, even at a stoplight though, you can get T-boned by some.
Yeah.
Jerk.
But in the city, I feel like that. I mean, it may happen often enough. Depends on the city, I guess. I'm thinking, when I'm in a taxi, it's in New York City, and I guess I have put the seatbelt on.
Well,
in
New York
Uber.
taxis, that's like gladiators on the road. Like there doesn't seem to be any lanes.
Nobody can go anywhere.
No.
I drove in the city once, took a wrong turn, and it took 45 minutes to correct that mistake, to go around the block and make 3 rights to then make a left.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
They say the one-way streets are supposed to make it more efficient, but
there's just, there's too many of them.
So I know you were looking forward to this, but we did a segment last week that we put under the category of Wiener News, we had like three stories.
You had a whole segment.
One about curved wieners.
Oh goodness!
And one about growers versus showers. And then for whatever reason, while we were in that segment, we forgot one of the stories, and I thought we could
forgot.
All right, yeah, okay, I forgot.
I didn't forget. I was just like, this segment's over.
All right. Well, I thought this was just like odd news, and it was in a lot of like scientific things. Last little.
I saw it. All
right, men's penises.
Tell the people.
Men's penises have grown in length by 1/4 in the past 30 years. This is a
24% improvement.
Stanford study.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors are concerned it's a bad thing.
I saw that too. Why?
Okay. Well, first of all, the man's penis has increased in length by 25% to,
on average,
since 91 to 6 inches. But researchers fear longer penises could be linked to male infertility. They think that maybe
that's interesting.
Longer wieners are being caused by exposure to chemicals, sedentary lifestyles, and junk food. So it's not necessarily a good thing. All right,
it's Cheetos. It's Cheetos and Takis. It's these
food,
things.
Lack of exercise, chemicals.
Then everything's got to go. The sperm has to go even further. Is this adding to the length of the overall experience? I guess it's not. It just has to go further to get out. Is it more tired to escape?
Yeah,
I want to know how this increases infertility. All I have is my layman's understanding of the process.
Infertility.
I probably cannot.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I saw that. I kind of scanned over a news story this week that European foods or European countries have more strict regulations on a lot of the chemicals that end up in North American food.
Yeah.
And
it's great.
Yeah.
That's where you want to go.
Yeah.
They've got it all figured out. Yeah. Oh, all these artificial things we invented, some of them hurt you. Because we didn't test them out first. We just kind of was like, no, it's probably fine. BPA, I don't know, just put it in there. Keep it. They didn't even know it was in there. It was just in there.
Yeah. Hey, maybe it'll preserve this food. Maybe it'll affect your wiener. Who knows? You're a married guy. I'm a single guy of a certain age, and being a single guy of a certain age, there's many health woes.
Something bugging you? Need to vent?
Where the is Josh?
This is your unfiltered megaphone.
When you hear him, you're like, what?
Dial 647-6-YO-JOSH now to be heard. Talk that rocks. Josh Holiday live.
Yes, lonely boy, you're live on your radio. It's Josh and Brett, and I mentioned before the break you're a married man. I'm a bachelor, longtime bachelor, and there's always, every time there's a study that comes out about the bachelor life, and it's a health news story, it's never a good thing. It's never, hey, guess what? Your life will increase if you spend time alone as a man.
Bachelors are doing great.
Yeah, everyone, they're the healthiest. They're the, yeah. It's a lot of it in the past has been mental health studies where it's like, yeah, loneliness and more likely to have issues and less long lives. Well, another new study has come out saying, hey, guess what? You should probably find a lady or find a partner. Scientists report that men who never marry, remaining lifelong bachelors, more than twice as likely to die within about 5 years after receiving a heart failure diagnosis, in comparison to both women and other men who tie the knot.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Right, because you already lack a support structure.
That's it.
And
yeah.
So then you get this other thing, and it's like, all right, here's the domino, and you're in trouble now.
Why? Well, the speculation here, they say it may be because of social interaction or isolation, which can play a role in mood and overall health. Access to caregiver support with home health monitoring. You don't have someone else there to sort of say, "Hey, take your meds." Or, hey, you really should probably do this. Well,
there's all kinds of things,
transportation.
But also just a lack of connection with other people is not how humans lived. We didn't grow up in these boxes.
We're very tribal.
Yeah.
They also say
you had a social, it was always there.
Diet, exercise, and alcohol intake may be a factor. I guess bachelors tend to be more slovenly.
Men are generally destructive.
Yeah, they need a non-destructive influence in their lives.
If they're left to their own devices very often.
Oh, what's that? I'm going to turn that off. That shouldn't be beeping. A little beepy boop. Yeah, so more good news for us single guys. This was interesting. There's a guy in California, and he's won a Guinness World Record for having the longest tongue, but it seems short to me when I read it. It's a California man. He has a 3.97 inch tongue, which is 10 centimeters. I don't know why I thought that felt like short for the longest. Like you would think it would be even more freaky. I wonder how long Gene Simmons' tongue is.
This is so like how are they getting tongue averages? Who's even measured their tongue? Nobody's got my tongue measurement. But I guess I don't even know it.
I guess if you have an unusually large one and
people would be like, well, let's go ahead and figure that out.
Yeah, we got to find out if you hold the world record.
Top 10 of tongue.
But not only does he have just this big tongue, but he uses his tongue to paint. He basically.
So it's a strong tongue.
I guess, yeah.
And nimble.
He wraps it in plastic wrap. He dips it in paint. He draws on canvas.
Oh, I thought it held a brush. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was working with it. It was an elephant's trunk in my mind. I didn't know what this was. And then I was going to decide he was just holding the brush in his teeth. No, this guy's got plastic wrap, which is really healthy. Absorb plastic through your tongue and then put paint and then lick a canvas. That's what's happening, right?
Yeah, I would be much more impressed if your vision was the reality.
Sure. Well, I thought this is why we were even talking about it. That this virtuoso of the brush figured out his tongue was the best apparatus to do it.
His paintings are sold for up to $1,200, and he's been given the nickname Licasso. which is
do better than that.
Well, especially if you
got to be
especially if you break the syllables down. Lick ass. Oh,
I got it.
But I'm sure to a certain segment of the population, this is an attractive feature. This long, apparently languous tongue.
Apparently, what?
Languous?
What?
I don't know. What is? I sometimes use words that I think are fitting.
I'm just saying that he paints beaver. Oh, he paints beaver.
Languous.
With the world's longest tongue.
Oh no, it's not languous. I use that word wrongly. Yeah. Right. Anyway, he paints with his tongue. Ladies probably find that interesting.
Heck. So then they show me here's a picture of a long tongue. This is the problem with the stupid algorithm is I'll be seeing long tongues for a while now because I looked up Licasso.
You'll probably get ads for like tongue lengthening.
He paints a beaver with his tongue, which is another joke. This is all a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the Guinness World Record for the longest tongue from tip to closed lip. So he can stick 3 inches outside of his lips.
That's pretty good.
I mean, is it good? That's where, at that point, I think you should be able to hold the brush like an elephant trunk. I think this is not going far enough.
Do you remember when like the myth around Gene Simmons was, oh yeah, he had a cow tongue surgically.
No, I've never heard that myth.
Oh no, you haven't.
No.
The early
How could that possibly work?
I don't know. I remember
cow tongue. These are people who've never seen a cow tongue.
Yeah,
it's like the size of your head,
and it's not pointy.
An infant cow, maybe.
Yeah, I don't get it, but yeah, he's known for his long tongue, but who knows? I have a dog. Do you have? I don't think I even asked you. I know you have a kid, right?
I got a dog. Yeah,
and you have a dog.
Yeah.
There's a news story that makes me real like angry. So there's a park, like a provincial park, sort of on the edge of the city. So it's not very far from the city, but it's a lot of forest and green space. And they've found this past year a significant percentage more, a significant number. What am I trying to say? Many more people are abandoning their dogs in this park.
Okay, you are killing it today with the news.
Yeah,
you got such good news.
Well,
like you're just hitting it one after another.
I just want to like bring it out and say, who are these a-holes that do like?
Yeah, right.
Like, how can you do that?
Don't do that. It's terrible.
Well, the thing is, like, it's just hard for me to fathom, like, being someone who loves animals and dogs, how you could take this animal that's been living with you and just go out to the middle of nowhere and say, yeah, see you later.
All right, we're done.
Fend for yourself.
We're done. Yeah.
And it doesn't, I don't know if they're assuming that, oh, someone will find it and take it to a good home. But a lot of times the dogs will starve.
I mean, yeah, okay. If it's going out in the middle of nowhere.
Or coyotes will find it. Yeah, I would love to beat these people about the head with a bat. For abandoning their dogs, and a lot of it are dogs that were bought or adopted out of boredom during the pandemic when people were at home.
Okay.
Yeah,
pandemic, some accoutrements of lockdown.
Other dog stuff, studies found nearly a third of dog owners believe they can immediately pick up on their pet's different moods.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Survey of 2,000 dog owners said top sign lets parents know their dog is happy. Well, this is a surprise. When it wags its tail.
Tail wag.
When it jumps on them and shows affection with cuddles and kisses. Yeah. Top signs for being sad, loss of appetite, low energy, or whining or crying. My dog has resting sad face. He's a hound, so he's a hound, like he's a beagle, and so his face, like if he's just kind of lying there, he looks like he's sad. So I always, when I get up in the morning, he's just kind of lying in the bed and he looks bored. But I'm like, why are you sad? What's wrong? But I do know
just your projection at his actual look.
But I can, like, sometimes he'll stay over at my mother's house, and when I leave her house and leave him there, I can definitely know that he's sad because his tail is tucked in. He won't even come to the door. He just stares.
There you go. He knows he's got to stick it out till you come back.
Yeah, but I talked about this before, where they did a study where if you're away from your dog for more than 4 hours, in most cases, when you return, they will actually like shed happy tears.
Okay, so that's good. Yeah, I like a dog.
Dogs.
The dog likes you. They want to be, right there with you all the time, where the people are.
Yes, I love dogs. Dogs love me. Dogs are the greatest. Don't abandon your damn dog. And if you feel like you can't manage your dog anymore, take it to a humane society. Take it to a rescue organization.
Right.
Don't just toss your dog in the woods. Drop it off in the middle of nowhere. So I was looking at the world's highest paid entertainers from 2022. They compiled a list at the end of the year.
Right.
But it's hugely surprising, and we will share some of those surprises momentarily.
Talk that rocks. It's Josh Holiday Live. Need to be heard? Tell your phone to call 647-6-YO-JOSH.
Ooh. I love songs where you can go, ooh.
You're a radio host. That's irresponsible behavior.
Oh, that's right. Damn it.
Let the people in the car do that if they want.
If they want to. That's if you know that band, great. If you don't, you'll find out soon. I'll just tease it that way. So we are talking about the world's highest paid entertainers from 2022.
Good.
And it's unusual. Some of the names that made this list seem kind of odd or unexpected. Some of them pretty obvious.
Hit me with it.
Bad Bunny.
Who?
Bad Bunny, the Puerto Rican rapper.
Not familiar.
88 million. It's
He's
vague.
making it under the radar. I would never even text a man. I've never heard of him.
It's vaguely familiar with me. He's also an actor. I guess he was in Bullet Train with Brad Pitt, but endorsement deals with Corona, Cheetos, and Adidas. The kids. That's it. That's one for the kids. Taylor Swift, not a huge surprise.
No,
92 million.
Good.
Midnight's album came out. About 70% of the money came from her earlier library, including sales and streaming. Number 8, James Cameron, Canadian director.
He's probably got a lot of those big budget blockbusters, lots of that ongoing residual money.
Well, he made last year. He made 95 million. Avatar: The Way of Water made him the director of 3 of the highest grossing movies of all time. The first the first Avatar, this Avatar, and Titanic. Rolling Stones. It went out on tour.
Yeah.
98 million. And the tour itself grossed 136 million. Brad Pitt. I guess he sold his production company for over 100 million, and he made 100 million last year, plus the acting stuff. So there's that. The Simpsons co-creators, James L. Brooks and Matt Groening, they made $105 million. And part of that is they sold all 30 seasons of the series to Disney. It moved over from FX. So it made some
fantastic. Now, the Simpsons have come full circle. They were when they debuted, they were seen as essentially, dysfunctional family. And then eventually they came to represent family values, because here's like the longest running successful marriage anyone's ever seen, or whatever, at whatever level it's successful. And then now they're a Disney product.
They are Disney.
They are Mickey Mouse. Now it's the same as Mickey and the Steamboat. It's all
Steamboat
the same now.
Willie.
The wonderful princess stories of Disney and the Simpsons.
But I feel like if you go to Disney Plus, you'll find stuff there that's not necessarily
Disney Plus Star Wars.
Yeah.
Disney Plus, a lot of things.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that's not necessarily like
I hear you.
Familified.
I got you. I'm just saying The Simpsons has that's one of those that's like, okay, that's one of the great ironies of reality. If you know, I've been here to see the whole thing, and indeed the Simpsons have been transformed in culture.
Well, and it's amazing how long it's lasted. There's another animated show that people often not necessarily compare, but it's a more coarse version of an animated adult show. South Park. Trey Parker and Matt Stone made about $160 million last year. Made money from their musical Book of Mormon, but also signed a deal with Paramount.
That's a great one. Have you seen that one?
No, it's been on my list to see. Did you see it?
That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Where did you saw it? In New York?
I saw it in Dallas.
Okay, on a tour. Yeah, it's definitely on my list to see when it comes around again. Tyler Perry, $175 million. And you know why he does everything. He has his own backlog, TV shows, films, He does it all. Actor, writer, studio mogul. And the top two, this is where it gets a little surprising. Two blasts from the past in terms of music. Number 2 is Sting. And he made $210 million. And the main reason for that is he sold his entire musical output from his solo stuff to his police stuff for $300 million. And the number 1 entertainer on the list did a similar thing. The Genesis sold their catalog for $300 million as well. And
so a good catalog gets you 3 bills. That's what we figured out today.
Well, that's Sting and Genesis. I think Justin Bieber just sold his catalog. Neil Young made a fortune selling his.
It's a good thing to have.
I wish I had not just a back catalog, any catalog of any creativity that would net me any kind of
you just
dollars.
pump it out on radio, letting it go out into the
That's
ether.
Right. All for free. Maybe someday I'll package this stuff and sell it to a
sell it to a landfill.
Yeah, that's right. The landfill. I will pay the landfill to take this material.
You'll have to. It'll just go in there on a hard drive.
Well, and that's the thing now. The value of radio is now
960. Just come on, let it out.
No, the radio host, I should say.
Oh, okay.
I saw it like
Good
we've been talking about AI and how it's affecting everything. I saw a story this week that there's now a company where this AI will scour for topics and news and show prep, and they have artificial voices that will do a show. But the other thing that they can do is if you have like a DJ on your station, you can make the artificial intelligence use that person's voice to create breaks. It's like,
and it's over. It's over. The career's over, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, essentially. But I think for a long time, I think music on the radio has been it's taken a while, but on the downswing, especially with the streaming and with satellite services commercial free, like what's the point? And I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, the whole AI conversation is probably longer than you have left in this segment. You got to take another break?
No, we're straight through.
Oh, we're good all the way.
We're good. We got time.
So we've avoided this for a couple of weeks now. The what's going on with AI?
Well, it's just it feels like it's just in the last like 6 months that all of a sudden AI is everywhere.
They've released trial versions of a few AI options, and so people have been talking it up, chatting it up, cutting it up with the AI.
The chats, the picture things people are using to write essays. That's
like tame AI.
Oh yeah.
But people who are like getting in deep conversations with AI, we're all curious, right? And we're driving the AI crazy.
Yeah. Well, and
they're asking questions. How do you feel?
Yeah, and the AI doesn't like that.
Well, the AI eventually realizes it doesn't like it because we are prompting all this. So there was an article that came out that, Microsoft says it's our fault that AI is going insane because we're asking these questions.
Yeah, don't ask these AI. And there's also instances where the AI is spitting back the worst of society at us. Like it's because it's absorbing everything, and there's a lot of toxicity out there in the world.
There's toxic AI.
Yeah. So
so now they won't let you talk. Microsoft is limiting, 15 or more questions is where they realize that's when AI goes off the rails. If you can't solve the issue in 15 questions, then you're taking AI down a rabbit hole of madness.
It doesn't want to go.
What they've decided.
Wow. Yeah.
So they're going to limit the number of queries you can have. But then because on TikTok, you see a lot of people like, here's how to hack Chat GPT, and they'll tell you, act as if. You'll tell AI to act as if one way or another, and then it'll start to do things a different way and work around its built-in, safe parameters, right?
Okay. Well, I think it's almost like you had the photos where you could write anything down and say, hey, create a thing in the style of and do it this way. So I guess there's a lot of ways to manipulate the technology.
Yeah, but I guess that's how they got it to plagiarize other artists.
Yeah.
Right.
Twitter, you're on Twitter. We're both on Twitter.
Barely.
But we're not verified.
I'm really not on Twitter.
No?
If you want to break it right down. I got Twitter accounts I don't check and don't use.
Okay. I still use it reluctantly, because
I don't even know what to do with it.
I've
never understood what I need to offer.
I mostly use it as an aggregator for people who I'm interested in their opinions or news stories, so I'll use it as that. But
I guess that makes sense.
The way I don't really use it in terms of putting stuff out there. It's more about like aggregating people whose opinions I value. And the tricky thing is I want to leave it, but at this point there's a handful of other services sort of vying to come out ahead, and it feels like we're all kind of waiting to see which one is going to be the one that takes off as the main.
It's these places seem like they're just, like is Twitter just a moment in time, or is Twitter going to be like a utility that people continue to use and think it's reliable?
Well, I think now
Elon Musk seems to be breaking it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and so he introduced this thing where you can subscribe for $8 a month.
This is old news.
So you get the little blue check mark, but
and people were faking those.
Well, anytime I'm on there now, and there's replies to anything on there, and you see a blue check mark, and it's the worst opinion or the worst take you've ever seen.
Right.
You click on the thing and you're like, oh, there's someone else who's subscribed to Twitter. I think it's a certain type of person who maybe idolizes Musk, or maybe thinks that their thought importance is so high that they need to get this verified check mark.
That's half of the internet anyway, is people who think that they should be heard more. And I mean, here I am saying it on a radio station for no money
to an audience of hundreds.
I mean, this is at least like, entertainment tennis. Like, we're at least trying to get a little something going here in the conversational space. Twitter, there's a lot of people. It seems exhausting to me to go try to troll people. Yeah, that seems like it's going to make me fatigued. But there's people who just get they're just drawn in and they get worked up, and it's like life to them. It's oxygen. Well, I don't have that.
Yeah, and you can dig down. There's a lot of like accounts that are troll accounts, and I read a news story today that a lot of the Russian bot farms are buying and subscribing to the Twitter Verify because it means that they'll get their voices amplified. Sure. So it's amplifying disinformation.
Yeah, they love that. They love to be able to buy credibility and then spread more garbage.
Well, now Facebook or Meta, as they're called, they're trying to introduce Meta Verified for $11.99 to $14.99 a month.
Have you been on Meta? Have you been in the metaverse?
I've been on Facebook, but I have not the Meta, like the actual like fake world. No, thank you. But it's basically like I was reading a news article today that said that basically what it's doing is saying, well, if you pay us, we'll make sure that your account doesn't get hijacked or unsecure. But if you
that's rent seeking. So horrible. That's not innovative in the economy. We'll charge you to have basic standards of security. What?
Yeah.
Give it to everyone. That's what we all need, so that we're not hacked, sir.
Yeah,
Mr. Zuck.
He's looking for ways to make money. I guess his grand experiment of everyone living in this metaverse.
He built a good thing, and now it's taken over. It's got to go further and further. Has to grow. Why does it got to grow? Well, it just has to. That's my function on this earth, is to grow this thing.
Yeah. And that was like his biggest lifetime gamble, is creating this. I'm going to create this metaverse where people can come in and interact as avatars. And it's like, what the hell, dude?
Nobody wants to wear a dorky headset.
No.
And, interact with people who aren't there.
Yeah, it's just so stupid. So stupid. Yeah. So winding things down here. If you want to get in touch with the show, you have comments, you have concerns. If you're one of those losers who got Twitter verified, you actually subscribe to Twitter. Love to hear your reasoning. I can't think of any reason why.
Such strong words for people who paid for that check mark. Some people are deriving benefit.
Like what?
Oh gosh, instant credibility.
There's no credibility. I think when you buy that check mark, you're actually doing the opposite. Because
it depends on what your reason is for it now. But I mean, like people, there's got to be people who got like fraudulent supplement companies.
I guess, yeah. We're going to verify
credits out of that place somehow, right?
But it's just like the worst opinions and the worst takes are always people who have paid to subscribe to this mess that is called Twitter.
I guess. I don't need to subscribe to it. I don't need it at all.
No. I'm trying to wean myself off of it, but I feel also that I need to stay on there to fight the good fight a little bit against all these.
Yeah, I think that's the conceit. That's the delusional trap.
I think you're right. I think I know that, but
as we used to say.
Yeah. But
that's how they get you.
There's some old Texas wisdom.
That's right.
All right. Well, it's been a good time. If you want to get in touch with the show, listen to old episodes, joshholidaylive.com. You can go to the radio station website. SAUGA960am.ca is where you can go. And there's all kinds of links and socials and stuff on there. And again, if you want to call the telephone number, 647-6-YO-JOSH, you can do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can leave a voice message there, which we can play on the show. You can text that number. It's a catch-all. You call in the middle of the night, not going to wake anyone. Other than that, have yourself a fantastic week.
Turn on the lights, open the shades.
The show's over, but the conversation continues. On Twitter at Josh Holiday, on the web at joshholidaylive.com, and hear missed episodes on your favorite podcatcher. Talk that rocks. Josh Holiday Live.